In a big company in Lagos, in front of workers and cameras, a man did the unthinkable. He slapped his pregnant wife. He raised his hand and slapped his own wife while she was carrying his child. Everyone watched. Nobody spoke. The whole office went silent. No one dared to stop him. He thought she was nothing. He believed she was weak. He believed she had no power. But he was wrong. What he did not know was that the woman he slapped was the secret billionaire who owned everything he worked for. His life was about to change. In one moment, his power was gone. Subscribe now to see how she destroyed him and saved her child. On screen, subscribe for full story. The tall glass building of Creston Holdings stood proudly in Victoria Island, Lagos. It was one of the biggest construction companies in Nigeria. Hundreds of workers walked in and out every day. On this hot Monday morning, staff gathered in the large reception hall. A new foreign partner was visiting, and everyone was told to look sharp. In the middle of the crowd stood a young pregnant woman. Her name was Amara Daniels. She wore a simple blue dress. Her hair was neatly packed. Her hands rested gently on her round stomach. She was 8 months pregnant. People did not know much about her. They only knew she was the quiet wife of one of the company's senior managers. That man was Victor Daniels. Victor was tall, handsome, and proud. He walked around the office as if he owned the place. But he did not. He was only a manager. Yet he loved to act powerful. That morning, Victor was angry. Very angry. His department had made a mistake on a big contract. The foreign investors were not happy. When Victor saw Amara standing by the reception desk, his anger increased. He walked up to her quickly. "Why are you here?" he asked sharply. Amara looked at him softly. "You asked me to come, Victor," she said. "You said you wanted me to bring the documents you forgot at home." Victor's face twisted. "Must you come at a time like this?" he snapped. "Can you not see I am busy?" People around began to look. Amara lowered her head. "I am sorry," she said gently. "I just wanted to help." Victor felt embarrassed that people were watching. He did not like that. "You always like to make me look weak," he said, "always standing there like a poor woman." Amara's eyes filled with tears. "Please, Victor," she said quietly. "I am your wife. I am carrying your child." That only made him more angry. Before anyone could stop him, Victor raised his hand and slapped her hard across the face. The sound was loud. Everyone froze. Amara staggered back. One hand flew to her cheek. The other went to her stomach. Gas filled the room. Some women screamed. A security man stepped forward. "Sir," he began. Victor shouted, "Stay out of my family matter." Amara's eyes were wide with shock. Tears rolled down her face. "I did nothing wrong," she whispered. Victor pointed at her. "You embarrass me everywhere," he said. "Look at you. You look like a beggar. You think you deserve respect?" People were in disbelief. A pregnant woman, slapped in public, in her own husband's office. What Victor did not know was this. Amara Daniels was not an ordinary woman. She was not poor. She was not weak. She was the secret owner of Creston Holdings, the entire company, the building, the money, everything. But she had hidden her identity for love. 2 years earlier, Amara had fallen in love with Victor. He was kind then. He was gentle. He did not know who she really was. Amara was the only daughter of Chief Henry Okafor, one of the richest men in Nigeria. He owned oil companies, banks, and real estate across Africa. But Amara wanted a simple life. She wanted to be loved for who she was, not for her money. So when she married Victor, she hid her wealth. She let Victor think he was the one providing. She even took a small job in his company. And when her father bought Creston Holdings quietly, he placed it in Amara's name. But nobody knew, not even Victor. After the slap, silence filled the hall. The foreign visitors looked shocked. One of them whispered to the company director, "This man just slapped a pregnant woman," he said. "Is this how things work here?" The director was embarrassed. Victor did not care. "Go home," he told Amara angrily. "Do not show your face here again." Amara looked at him. Something changed in her eyes. The soft woman was gone. "Victor," she said calmly, "do you know what you just did?" Victor laughed. I slapped my useless wife. That is what I did. Amara nodded slowly. Very well. She turned and walked away. People watched her leave, whispering. Victor felt proud. He felt powerful. But he did not know. That slap was the beginning of his end. That evening, Amara sat in her quiet bedroom. Her cheek still hurt. Her heart hurt more. She placed her hand on her stomach. My baby, she whispered. Your father has shown his true heart. She picked up her phone. She dialed a number she had not called in a long time. Daddy, she said softly when the call connected. It is time. Chief Henry Okafor's voice turned serious. What happened, my daughter? Amara took a deep breath. He hit me. There was silence. Then a cold voice. Where are you? I am in Lagos. I am coming. Amara closed her eyes. Victor thought he had slapped a poor woman, but he had slapped the owner of his world. And soon, he would pay for it. The night in Lagos was quiet, but inside Amara's heart, a storm was rising. She sat alone on the bed in the large house Victor had rented. Her cheek was still swollen. Her eyes were red from crying. Outside, Victor was not home. He had gone out with friends to drink and laugh, as if nothing had happened. Amara slowly stood up and walked to the mirror. She looked at herself. A pregnant woman. A wife. A woman who had been slapped in public. I kept quiet for too long, she whispered. Her phone rang. It was her father. I am on my way, Chief Henry Okafor said. I will land in Lagos in 2 hours. Amara felt a small comfort. Thank you, Daddy. Rest, he said. No one will touch you again. She lay down, holding her stomach. Her baby kicked softly. I will protect you, she whispered. The next morning, Victor returned home. He smelled of alcohol and perfume. Amara was in the living room, sitting quietly. Victor looked at her and laughed. So you are still here? He said. I thought you would have run back to your poor family. Amara said nothing. He dropped his car keys on the table. You embarrassed me yesterday, he continued. You made me look bad in front of everyone. Amara raised her eyes. You slapped me, she said. In front of your workers. Victor shrugged. So what? You are my wife. I can discipline you. Amara felt her heart tighten. Before she could reply, the doorbell rang. Victor frowned. Who is that so early? Amara stood up. I think that is my father. Victor laughed loudly. Your father? That poor old man. What does he want here? The door opened. 4 tall men in black suits walked in first. Then a man with gray hair and strong eyes entered. He wore a simple white agbada, but his presence filled the room. It was Chief Henry Okafor. Victor's smile slowly disappeared. Who are you? Victor asked. The man looked at him calmly. I am Amara's father. Victor laughed again. You came all the way here? For what? To beg me? Chief Okafor did not reply. He looked at Amara. He saw her swollen cheek. He saw the pain in her eyes. His face became hard. Who did this to you? He asked. Amara did not answer. She only looked at Victor. Chief Okafor turned slowly. Did you hit my daughter? Victor felt something strange. This man's eyes were not weak, but Victor still felt proud. Yes, I did, he said. She is my wife. I can do what I like. The room went silent. The guards behind Chief Okafor moved slightly, but Chief Okafor raised his hand. He walked closer to Victor. You slapped a pregnant woman, he said, and you are proud of it? Victor laughed nervously. You do not know me, he said. I am a senior manager at Creston Holdings. I am important. Chief Okafor smiled slowly. Creston Holding? He asked. Yes, Victor said proudly. One of the biggest companies in Lagos. Chief Okafor nodded. That is interesting. He turned to Amara. My daughter, he said gently, have you suffered enough? Tears rolled down Amara's face. Yes, Daddy. Chief Okafor took out his phone. He made one call. Bring the car, he said, and prepare the hospital in Ikoyi. Victor laughed. What hospital? Is she sick? Chief Okafor looked at him. She will not stay one more minute in this house. 2 guards moved toward Amara. Victor stepped forward. Hey, you cannot just take my wife away. Chief Okafor's eyes turned cold. You do not own her. Victor was shocked. I am her husband. You lost that right when you hit her. Victor tried to argue, but the guards were already helping Amara. Amara picked up her small bag. She looked at Victor. "You chose this," she said softly. They walked out. Victor followed them outside. "What do you think you are doing?" he shouted. Chief Okafor turned. "You will hear from me," he said quietly. The black SUVs drove away. Victor stood alone in front of his house. Something in his chest felt wrong, but he pushed it away. "She will come back," he said to himself. "She has nowhere else to go." He did not know that the woman he slapped was about to turn his whole world upside down. In the private hospital in Ikoyi, doctors checked Amara. The baby was fine. Chief Okafor sat beside her bed. "My daughter," he said softly. "Why did you hide your life from him?" Amara wiped her tears. "I loved him, Daddy. I wanted him to love me for me." Chief Okafor sighed. "Some men only respect power." He held her hand. "From today, you will not hide anymore." Amara nodded. "What will you do to Victor?" she asked. Chief Okafor looked out of the window. "I will not hurt him," he said. "I will only let him see the truth. And when Victor sees that truth, he will wish he never raised his hand." Victor woke up that morning feeling uneasy. The bed beside him was empty. The house felt too quiet. Amara was gone. For the first time since he married her, she had left without begging him. Victor stood up and walked around the house. He checked the kitchen. No food. He checked the bedroom. Her clothes were gone. "Good," he muttered. "She finally knows her place." But something still bothered him. He picked up his phone. No missed calls from Amara. No messages. That was not normal. He shrugged and got ready for work. At least he still had his job. At Creston Holdings, the office was unusually quiet. People whispered as Victor walked in. Some stopped talking when they saw him. Victor did not like that. "What are you all staring at?" he asked. No one answered. He walked into his office and dropped his bag. 5 minutes later, his secretary knocked. "Sir," she said, "the director wants to see you. Now." Victor frowned. "Why?" He did not say. Victor stood up and straightened his tie. "This better be important," he muttered. He walked into the director's office. The director was not alone. 2 men in black suits were there. They looked serious. "Victor," the director said, "please sit down." Victor felt his heart beat faster. "What is this about?" he asked. The director opened a file. "Early this morning, the ownership of this company was reviewed." Victor did not understand. "What do you mean?" 100% of Creston Holdings belongs to one person, the director continued, "and that person has just given us new instructions." Victor laughed. "So? What does that have to do with me?" The director looked at him. "That person is Mrs. Amara Okafor Daniels." Victor's smile disappeared. "What?" the director repeated slowly. "Your wife is the owner of this company." Victor stood up suddenly. "That is a lie." One of the men in black suits spoke. "We have all the documents. Your wife bought this company through her father's business group." Victor's legs felt weak. "That is not possible," he whispered. "But it was," the director continued. "She has also ordered that your contract be terminated with immediate effect." Victor felt like the ground was moving. "You are fired," Victor shouted. "You cannot do this to me. I am a senior manager." The director shook his head. "You are no longer anything here." The guard stepped forward. "Please leave the building." Victor picked up his bag with shaking hands. People watched him as he was escorted out. Some whispered, some shook their heads. The man who slapped his pregnant wife was now jobless. Victor went straight to his bank. He needed money. At the counter, the lady typed on her computer. Her face changed. "Sir," she said, "your accounts have been frozen." "What?" Victor shouted. "Yes," she replied, "by court order." Victor felt dizzy. "This must be a mistake." "It is not," she said. He ran out of the bank. He called his friends. No one answered. He called his business partners. Some switched off their phones. Some told him, "Do not call me again." By evening, Victor sat alone in his car. Sweat covered his face. "What is happening?" he whispered. Then his phone rang. An unknown number. "Hello?" "Victor Daniels," a calm voice said. This is Chief Henry Okafor. Victor's heart jumped. What do you want? Chief Okafor spoke slowly. You slapped my daughter. Victor swallowed. So? So now you will lose everything you think you own. Victor shouted. You are destroying my life. Chief Okafor replied quietly. No, you destroyed it when you hit a pregnant woman. The call ended. Victor threw his phone on the seat. Fear entered his heart for the first time. In the hospital, Amara watched the news on TV. Creston Holdings has announced new leadership today, the reporter said. The new CEO is Mrs. Amara Okafor Daniels. Amara turned off the TV. She placed her hand on her stomach. It has started, she whispered. But this was only the beginning. Victor did not sleep that night. His house felt empty. No food, no electricity, no money. He sat on the bed and held his head. How did everything fall apart so fast? He whispered. Just 2 days ago, he was powerful. Now he had nothing. He remembered Amara's calm face when she left. He remembered the way her eyes looked at him. Fear filled his heart. By morning, hunger had started. Victor stood up and checked his phone. Still no money, still no job. He knew there was only one person who could save him. Amara. He quickly wore his clothes and went out. After asking around, he learned that Amara was staying at a private hospital in Ikoyi. He took a bus there. For the first time in his life, he was not driving. At the hospital gate, 2 security men stopped him. I am here to see my wife, Victor said. Name? One guard asked. Amara Daniels. The guards checked something on a list. One of them picked up a phone. A minute later, he said, You may enter. Victor was surprised. Inside the hospital, everything was clean and quiet. Nurses walked around gently. Victor reached Amara's room. He knocked. Come in, Amara said. When he entered, he saw her sitting on the bed. She looked peaceful, healthy, strong. Victor felt ashamed. Amara, he said softly, I came to talk. She looked at him calmly. What do you want, Victor? He went closer. I am sorry, he said. I did not mean to hurt you. I was just angry. Amara did not answer. Victor fell to his knees. Please, he said, talk to your father. Tell him to stop this. I am suffering. Amara looked at him. Now you know how it feels, she said, to be helpless. Victor's eyes filled with tears. I will change, he promised. I will be a good husband, I swear. Amara shook her head. You slapped me in front of everyone, she said. You showed me who you really are. Victor reached for her hand. Please, I need you. She pulled her hand away. You only need my money, she said quietly. The door opened. Chief Okafor walked in. Victor quickly stood up. Sir, he said, please forgive me. I made a mistake. Chief Okafor looked at him. A mistake? He asked. You hit a pregnant woman. That is not a mistake. That is abuse. Victor fell on his knees again. I am sorry, I beg you. Chief Okafor turned to Amara. My daughter, he said. What do you want? Amara looked at Victor. I want peace, she said. I want my child to grow in safety. Chief Okafor nodded. He looked back at Victor. You will face the law, he said, and you will never come near my daughter again. Victor shouted, You cannot do this. But the guards were already there. They pulled Victor up. Please, he cried. Amara. She did not look at him. As Victor was dragged away, he knew this was not just a fight. This was the end of his old life. Victor sat inside a small police cell in Lagos. The walls were cold. The air was heavy. His heart was full of fear. He kept thinking about Amara, her calm face, her quiet strength, the baby growing inside her. How did I become this man? He whispered. Outside the cell, lawyers and officers were talking. Victor did not know what was happening, but something big was coming. Inside Chief Okafor's private office in Ikoyi, Amara sat quietly. Her father was on the phone. Yes, Chief Okafor said. Check everything about Victor Daniels, his job, his bank records, his past. Amara looked worried. Daddy, she said, I do not want revenge. I only want peace. Chief Okafor nodded. I understand, but we must know who he really is. Within hours, the truth started to come out. The investigator returned with a thick file. "Sir," he said, "Victor Daniels is not the clean man he pretends to be." Chief Okafor opened the file. His face grew dark. "What did you find?" "Victor owes money to many people," the man said. "He took loans using fake documents. He lied to banks. He used company money for his personal life." Amara covered her mouth. "There is more," the investigator continued. "He has another woman in Ibadan. He promised to marry her. She does not know about Amara." Amara's heart broke. "So everything was a lie," she whispered. Chief Okafor closed the file slowly. "He used you," he said, "and he used this company." He stood up. "Prepare all this evidence," he ordered. "Take it to the police." At the police station, an officer entered Victor's cell. "Victor Daniels," he said, "come out." Victor's heart jumped. He was taken into an office. Chief Okafor was sitting there. Victor fell on his knees. "Sir, please," he cried. "Tell Amara I am sorry." Chief Okafor did not answer. He pushed the file across the table. "Read." Victor opened it. His hands started to shake. Fake documents, loan records, pictures of the woman in Ibadan. "You have committed fraud," Chief Okafor said. "You have cheated banks and people." Victor's mouth was dry. "I was only trying to survive," he said weakly. "And you abused your wife," Chief Okafor added. "That made everything worse." Victor felt sick. "So what will happen to me?" he asked. "You will face the law," Chief Okafor said, "just like every other man." Victor closed his eyes. For the first time he truly understood. He had lost everything. In the hospital, Amara sat quietly. She held her stomach. "My child," she whispered, "your father chose darkness." Tears ran down her face, but she knew. The truth was finally free. The courtroom in Lagos was full. Journalists filled the back seats. People whispered as they waited. Everyone wanted to see the man who slapped his pregnant wife. Victor Daniels sat in the front row. He looked tired. His clothes were plain. His face was pale. This was not the proud man who once walked through Creston Holdings. Across the room, Amara sat quietly beside her father. Her stomach was round. Her eyes were calm. The judge entered. "Court is now in session," he said. The case began. The prosecutor stood up. "Victor Daniels is charged with fraud, false documents, and domestic abuse." The court became silent. One by one, witnesses came forward. Bank officers spoke about fake loan papers. Company staff spoke about missing money. A nurse from the hospital spoke about Amara's swollen face. Victor listened with fear. Every word pushed him deeper into trouble. Finally, the judge looked at Victor. "Do you have anything to say?" Victor stood up slowly. "I was wrong," he said. "I hurt my wife. I lied. I am sorry." Some people in the room shook their heads. The judge looked serious. "You did not only hurt your wife," he said. "You broke the law and abused your power." He banged his hammer. "Victor Daniels, you are sentenced to 7 years in prison." Amara closed her eyes. It was over. Outside the court, reporters rushed forward. "Mrs. Okafor Daniels," one asked, "how do you feel?" Amara spoke quietly. "I feel free," she said. Chief Okafor held her hand. "Come," he said. "Let us go home." In prison, Victor sat alone in his cell. The walls were cold. The nights were long. He thought about his old life, the house, the job, the money, and the wife he lost. "I was foolish," he whispered, but it was too late. In Abuja, Amara rested in a beautiful house. Her father had moved her away from Lagos. She watched the sunset from her window. "My baby," she said softly, "we will start again." And somewhere far away, Victor paid the price for his actions. Months passed. The rain stopped. The sun returned. But inside Victor's heart, there was only darkness. Prison was hard. The food was poor. The nights were cold. The shame was heavy. Every day, Victor thought about Amara. He thought about her gentle voice. He thought about her tears. He thought about the baby he never saw. One morning, a prison officer came to his cell. "Victor Daniels," he said, "you have a visitor." Victor's heart jumped. "Amara?" he asked. The officer did not answer. Victor was taken to the visitor's room. When he walked in, he saw Chief Henry Okafor sitting there. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp. Victor fell on his knees. "Please," he cried, "tell Amara I am sorry. Tell her to forgive me." Chief Okafor looked at him quietly. My daughter has given birth, he said. She had a son. Victor's heart ached. My son, he whispered. He is healthy, Chief Okafor continued, and he will never know hunger or fear, Victor cried. I want to see him, he begged. Chief Okafor shook his head. You lost that right when you chose violence. Victor held the table. I have changed, he said. I pray every day. I am not the same man. Chief Okafor stood up. Change does not erase pain, he said, but it may save your soul. Victor looked up. Will Amara ever forgive me? Chief Okafor paused. That is not for me to decide. He turned and walked away. Victor was left alone. For the first time, he understood. Some mistakes can never be undone. In Abuja, Amara held her baby boy. She named him Daniel. My little miracle, she whispered. Her heart was peaceful, but she still remembered the past, and she knew forgiveness was a journey. 6 months passed. The sun shone brightly over a beautiful home in Abuja. Birds sang in the garden. Flowers were in full bloom. Inside the house, Amara sat on a soft chair, holding her baby boy. Little Daniel slept peacefully in her arms. She smiled. After all the pain, all the tears, this small life had brought her joy again. My son, she whispered, you will grow in love. No one will ever make you feel small. Chief Henry Okafor walked into the room. He looked at his grandson and smiled. This child is a blessing, he said. He will know kindness, not fear. Amara nodded. I will raise him to be a good man, she said, not like his father. Far away inside a cold prison in Lagos, Victor sat quietly. He had lost everything, the money, the house, the respect, all gone. But something had changed inside him. He was no longer angry. He was only sorry. One day a prison officer handed him a letter. It was from Amara. His hands shook as he opened it. The letter was short. Victor, I have given birth to a son. His name is Daniel. He is healthy. I do not hate you, but I must protect my child and my peace. I forgive you, but I cannot return. Amara. Victor closed his eyes. Tears ran down his face. He pressed the letter to his chest. I am sorry, he whispered. Back in Abuja, Amara stood on her balcony. The wind touched her face. She felt free. She had survived pain. She had chosen peace, and she had a future. As she held her baby close, she knew one truth. A woman who knows her worth can never be broken again.